Morning, everybody. It's your boy E with the Homie Trinity. Go ahead and kick off this thing here. Uh, get this podcast rolling, man. It's about time, man. We've been talking about this thing long enough. It's about time that we finally hit record as far as the trio is concerned. So hope y'all enjoy this ride, man. We're gonna take y'all on, man. It's been a long time coming. Long time coming. So I'm looking forward to it. Morning, fellas. What's going on?
What up? What up? What up?
Yo.
So it's your big homie OG, Rennie G in the house, aka the Renaissance Man. What up?
Yo, what's up, homies and homettes? It's your big homie Royce, aka Mixed, 1/3 of the Homie Trinity. Starting off this inaugural podcast, web show, however you want to call it. Something that us three have strived to get moving here. It's been about a year, I guess, trying to get this thing going. So we're finally ready to speak to y'all. Today, in this episode, me and Rennie G are going to talk about pipes. We've got a certain pipe we want to discuss today. We also have a tobacco blend that we want to go over. We're also going to go over The Last of Us. Whether you've seen it, whether you haven't. New HBO coming off of a video game. We aren't experts on any of the stuff we're going to talk about, but we will give you our opinion.
True that. True that.
Chop it off. Anything else, gentlemen, we want to discuss before we jump into this pipe trilogy, or should we go right at it? I don't know.
Are we starting with Last of Us or the pipe talk?
Nah, we're gonna go into the. I'm gonna turn y'all loose, man, and let y'all get in on the the pipe conversation. So we'll definitely have a lot of different things to talk about.
So just like Royce just said, we're not experts. This is like a humble opinion on shit. Stuff. Sorry, I don't want to get canceled first show. So we started like a couple months ago. So it's not like this we've got a bunch of like reference points, but we're gonna give you our humble opinion. It's gonna probably be a little different than what you see or hear on YouTube because we're not them dudes, but we're gonna give you our version of how we feel about it. So you want to go first, or you want me to just run into it?
Well, before y'all get started, I do want to let everybody know, though, like not trying to be funny, this is not just going to be a PG rated show, though. You know what I'm saying? If we got something to say, we are going to say it. So just fair warning that there could be on occasion be a little bit of language that does get thrown around. So all right, fellas. So this is kind of where this is where I kind of bow out, though. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are definitely the ones that that are going to kind of take it from here. So without further ado, I will let y'all kind of take it and run from there. I think the first one y'all are talking about, man, on the show is going to be the Saint Nick, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. We're going to do the 2022 Savinelli St. Nick. Me and Ren both. What we're gonna do on this show is we're gonna try to only talk about stuff that me and Ren both have been able to, procure and try, so that our opinions will be true to ourselves. So this was my first Savinelli purchase. Unlike Ren, I'm leaning more towards the Eric, keep your mouth shut. Short, stocky pipes. I like the beefier in your hand feeling pipe. I know a lot of guys out there, they rate it by the clench ability. This one is not a hard clench. It's not a heavy pipe, but it is a beefy, thick, meaty pipe that I do love. Mine is a 9mm filter. I'm not sure about yours, Ren. I think you were doing 6s.
Yeah, I got 6s, which is traditionally, from what I've been reading, the United States version of stuff, where most pipes in the United States are 6mm. Yeah, this is already gone way south, people. So y'all gonna have to bear with us. We're all fathers and older people, but sometimes we got the sense of humor of them, like middle schooler. But bear with us; it's gonna be okay. Especially as we talk about
fart jokes.
Well, we also have to put the disclaimer out there that as Ian Wren would say, it's good morning for them because they are East Coast.
Oh,
It's
that's
good
right. That's right. We gotta
I am
let people know that.
in Napoli, and I've already had a Napoli evening, so it's going to be a little times when we discuss stuff. So these
Right.
guys are on coffee. They're on coffee. I'm on whiskey. So okay. So me, Savinelli is a great brand. It's a wonderful smoking pipe. I love this pipe because it is a 2 light pipe. I'm getting to the point where it's only a 2 light pipe. I'm doing the initial light, letting that go out, and then I light it again, and I can almost keep it lit for the duration of the tobacco smoke. So this is a good packing pipe, a good smoking pipe, a good handling pipe in your hand, and I'll let Ren the Hungarian put his 2 cents.
Let me ask y'all a quick question as somebody that doesn't do this. What is there, how do you keep the tobacco lit? I mean, what is the average, I guess you could say, relight, or how many times do you have to actually relight it over the course of a single sitting?
It depends. And so a lot of things we didn't know at the beginning. So like there are different types of tobacco. I mean, most people who smoke are gonna know this, but since you're asking, I'm gonna treat it like you don't know anything. So there's like regular like English blend stuff, and then there's like stuff called like aromatics. And that was one of the first things that Royce told me about when we first got into this and Doug, was it those aromatics are like, stuff that's gonna smell good, obviously. So, but they typically are a lot more moist than other tobaccos. And what I didn't know at the beginning was to let it dry out a little bit. Like I just put it in my pipe and I smoked it. You know what I mean? So, and if it's pleasant, it'll promote you to keep wanting to smoke it. And if you're doing it without trying it, it's gonna cause what's called tongue bite, which is not pleasant. It's like if you ate or drunk some like coffee that's real hot, it'll burn your tongue. It's not like catastrophic, but it does like affect your experience. So
very annoying.
Yeah, it is. So we had to learn, and every bun is different. So I'm learning now, trying to find a sweet spot for like how often or how long I have to dry the tobacco before I actually smoke it. So like today, I probably set it out for about an hour, and I hope I don't have to relight it. But if it goes out, it goes out. So
every
2, 3.
Yeah, every pipe is different. Every blend is different. I have currently in my stable 3 pipes that I can almost get a 2-pipe, a 2-light system going on. Some of them, it seems like every time you stop puffing and you put it down and you walk away for 5 minutes or so and you come back, you're ultimately going to have to relight it. So it depends on the pipe, the bowl chamber, the width, the depth, how well of a draw you get out of it. It depends on the tobacco, like Ren said. Some, and also rhythm. Me and Ren are both coming from cigar guys, so we were used to smoking cigars. Smoking a pipe is 100% different than smoking a cigar, and
100% better.
Both had to learn to, both had to learn to slow it down. I've never smoked a cigarette, so I don't know if it compares to anything, but pipe smoking is definitely a thinker's game. You sit down, you relax, you contemplate on life, your screw ups, what you've done right.
It's more of a meditation thing.
It's more of a meditation thing. Yeah, you have to slow down because even if you dry, like me, I always dry my aromatics for at least 45 minutes to an hour.
Well, we didn't know that at the beginning.
Is that prior to like actually packing and smoking it, or is that just in general?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got a board.
Prior to. So Ren has a board. I have a leather. What do they call those leather things? I forgot what they're called now. But I have a leather. I forgot what they call these things, but it's just a little leather tray, essentially.
Like an ashtray. It looks like an ashtray.
Yep. You throw them on there, but they call them something specific. Hey, leave a comment in the comment section if you know what that's supposed to be.
No.
But that's what I let mine sit in and just chill. If you're gonna smoke, just think ahead of time, and just throw some somewhere and let it dry. A lot of times especially here overseas, if I'm at dinner and I have my pipe with me, halfway through dinner, I'll take some out. I'll wrap it up in a napkin, stuff it back in the coat jacket. So then when I go to leave, because a lot of places you're walking to dinner, I can smoke while I'm walking. Easiest way. And like we said, we're not professionals by any means.
No.
But we're going to try to pass on our screw ups so that you don't have to deal with the annoying tongue bite like I did for months, not knowing. Not knowing, I just pull it out moist. All I read was you want it to be moist. You want to be able to pinch it and it just opened up by itself. But they didn't say it's too wet to smoke. Got to think about it. Okay. I've annoyed
I'm trying not to.
I'm scared.
All right. So with that being said, we're going to kind of pause on that for just a minute. With that being said, the choice this week and what we'll kind of do with you guys is as we progress through this, and again, keeping in mind, this is their thing. I don't know anything about what they're talking about. So a lot of these questions that I'm asking, you could sit there and think, oh, that's framed or this, that, and there. No, I'm not I have no idea what they're referring to. This is a hobby that the two of them have kind of picked up, but you guys wanted to actually discuss this week, C'est La Vie, which was the pipe tobacco of choice, I guess, for lack of better terms of the week. So I kind of turn it over to you guys, man, and run it down. Ren, what was the initial, who found this one and who recommended it to the other one, or was this just something that was kind of brought up in general conversation?
All right. So like just a disclaimer, like we've all been cool since like middle school. So we tend to do the same stuff, or like we're drawn kind of almost to the same kind of hobbies and stuff. So like for me, unusually, like, and it's probably kind of crazy for me to think, like I've always been like a Sherlock Holmes fan. Like I used to read it as a little kid, but you're not going around publicizing in Boston, you're reading fucking Sherlock Holmes. So it was always a thing that I thought about. So like even through my endeavor of doing other things, I would see like items that resembled a pipe, and I'd always be drawn to it. But fast forward to like August or so, right, Royce? He had moved, to Italy, and we're talking about it, through a chat. He was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about getting a pipe," and I was like, "Word, I've always thought about getting a pipe." You know what I mean? So like that's how it kind of started with us doing it together. It gave us, a reason to chat and talk about different things and to keep in contact while he's overseas. So back and forth, he'd be like, "Yo, I got this, friend," and I'd be like, "Royce, I got this," and he said he had one that was like amazing that I'm still waiting on my package.
It's in the mail. Hopefully,
I know. So he kept talking about it. I was like, dog, I gotta get it. So I'm scouring on the internet, couldn't find it. So I tried to find something that kind of resembled what he described to me. And this is how I found this particular blend. I got it, and I'll give you my rundown. So now I got like a little criteria for how I, grade stuff. Because just like Royce, I'm sure we probably all have gotten like a bad batch or a blended like sucked. And you're like, what the freak did I buy this for? This for me isn't one of them. So I just kind of run down like what I did and like how I go about stuff now. So when I got it initially, right out the pouch, Royce, it was like you can smell it, sweet caramel, vanilla, like right off the bat, it was like dope. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be great. But we've had these conversations where does it taste, or does it smoke, how it smells?
Does it smoke like it smells?
Right. So we've had ones that like, this is amazing. It smells, delicious, blah, 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 blah. And then you smoke, you'd be like, this is trash. So then you stuck, like you just bought something, it smells great, but you don't want to smoke it because it doesn't taste right. And like for me, like I've always been somebody that it has to be pleasant to me, whether that's tobacco, bourbon, whatever. It just has to appeal to me. So that's how we came across this particular blend. And then, like always, we go back and forth. Hey, Royce, try this. And then I'll let you give it, his little quick spill on it. And then I'll give you like my breakdown of how I feel about it.
Yeah. So like Ren said, and I don't think out of any of the tobacco guys we watch, and there's a lot of tobacco guys on YouTube that me and Ren both love. And maybe one of these episodes will run their names down and give people more options to learn, maybe learn more professionally about this. But what Renee alluded to was our thing is, does it smoke like it smells? fresh out the tin, fresh out the pouch, you're getting notes of caramel, vanilla, and so many times. And if you're a new pipe smoker and you're going to get this, I've gone through 3 chocolate blends now, Renee. We're trying to find one that smokes like it smells. I think we found one. That'll be for another episode. But
right.
You're going to get let down by, you're going to smell it. And they sell tobaccos online. It'll give a tobacco range, and it'll give a room note. The room note is what it's going to smell like to everybody else in the room. Yeah, right. If you're smoking somewhere, and especially like over here in Europe, people still smoke in restaurants. They still smoke everywhere. So you don't want to gag nobody out, but I want it to taste like it smells. And
right.
8 out of 10 times, it doesn't. This C'est La Vie vanilla caramel does. The cream caramel does give you the hints of caramel, the vanillas. You're getting all those. And me and Renee have always joked that when we smoke cigars, guys were saying, "Oh, I'm getting this note and this note," and we were like, "I'm not getting that. I guess
I'm not getting any of that."
Well,
you start questioning your faculties. Or like, am my nose right? Is my taste buds right? Like, you start worrying about yourself because you think you're lying now.
So the C'est La Vie for me, cream caramel is I will buy it again. And that's another way me and Renee grade stuff is, will you buy it again? It's just going to be a bulk purchase. I don't know about a bulk purchase, but I will purchase it again. So that's my take. I'll give it back to Renee, let him go through.
All right, so check it out.
All right, so give us a breakdown, Ren. Like when you're actually when you put flame to it, and you actually go ahead and take your drag and everything along those lines. What's the breakdown?
All right, so I got like a little system now because I've had some duds. So like both of you guys know, and you guys out there will find out, we're all fathers. We spend a lot of time with our kids, and I'm usually with my girls. So as I began this hobby or any hobby, I always kind of touch base with them to see what they think about it. So just kind of run down my quick little criteria. So smell, that's the first one. Does it smell like it was advertised or described? This one it does. It's sweet, it's caramel. You get the vanilla right out the pouch. So it checked off that list. Flavor, initially, it's real sweet. It is moist. You got to let it dry out. Very sweet, but it's got a hint of caramel and vanilla to me. It's not like, like overly vanilla or caramel flavor. So like when someone says it tastes like caramel, like my reference point is like a whatchamacallit, a Twix, a Snicker bar. So that's
a Rolo.
So you say,
damn, we're showing our age. A Rolo. They even make them damn things.
I say caramel. That's the caramel Rolo. Same difference. Either way, that's my reference point. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm about to smoke this, caramello. I don't get it. It's not that. It's just hints of it, but it's still good. I like it. The strength of it, is it like strong? Is it offensive to people? This is a very mild smoke. You can smoke it every day, all day long if you want. So it checks off that. Relight factor. E, you brought that up. How much do I have to relight it? Like you just saw me do it. That was the second time I had to relight it, past the initial charring light. So, depending on when I pause or whatever the case is, I might have to relight it again. So 2 or 3 times typically, not a big deal. So if I have to constantly do this all day, I get through it, but
it's a turn off.
Right, you run the risk of like losing the flavor and all the other crap. So this one is not a bad for relight. The room note is especially important because I'm with my girls. So I'm either in the car or I'm in my spot here, and I listen for things based on what they, how they respond to stuff. So I'm listening for 2 things primarily. Ooh, that smells really good. Or the depth of it all is like, ew, it smells like bounce that ass. I don't want to smoke anything that smells like bounce that ass. So this was not that. So if I hear the girl say that, I ain't messing with her no more. It's done, over. Like, forget it. Like, I'm not walking
so
around
wait a minute. Time out. I'm going to go under the assumption that you have evidently lit something up that one of the girls has said smells like bounce. That
ain't my quote. That's the girl's quote, which I was highly impressed because I didn't think they were that clever. And I'm kind of concerned now as to why they know what bounce that ass smells like, but that's a whole other story for a whole other time.
So, he told me that the other day. He said, man, she said it it smelled like bounce that ass, and I was like drinking an espresso and spit it everywhere. I was like, bounce that ass. Okay, that's a new one.
Right. So like it's appealing to my people. So that's a check. A big thing for me, you've heard me say this, both of you, like it has to smell good on my beard. So that's how I knew this was a winner, yo. Like we're out one weekend. The first time I tried it, I'm walking through the store and I'm sniffing my lip like, and the girl's like, yo, what's your malfunction? I'm like, what is that? It's not bounce that ass. So she was like, what's that?
So you smoked the pipe and smelt your lip?
Yeah, I'm like, smells great.
Okay.
It smells great. So I'm like, yo, this is a win. I'm getting it. So once it gets past all of those, I'll look at the girls and like, should I repurchase it? And they're like, yeah, that's a winner. So C'est La Vie cream caramel for me is definitely a winner. 2 thumbs up.
All right, Royce.
I kind of gave mine already. It's a true fire to. You get it when you put fire to it. You're getting those caramel notes. It's a true, like Renee says, it smells as it's advertised. It smokes as it's advertised. So it is a true. And I haven't done any of the other C'est La Vie brands, and that's something that people should know, that C'est La Vie is the brand.
Correct.
We're talking about the cream caramel blend right now. Renee has done a couple of theirs, different ones. So I haven't done any more than this, but it is good, and it makes me want to think about trying C'est La Vie's other ones. So, hey,
all right.
The question always is,
I guess,
does it smoke like it smells?
True that.
Right, and that's the final thing, man. I mean, for this particular one, does it smoke like it smells?
It does. I will give a thumbs up to it. Smokes like it smells.
Yeah, it ain't smoking the Werther's, but it's good.
No, it's definitely not overpowering. The
one from the bottom of the grandmother's purse.
Yeah, exactly. But
some drugs be out here lying to you, man. They be like, yo, I can taste the hickory and the cherry, and it's reminiscent of like backyard fires. And I'm like, I don't get none of that shit. Like none of it.
I'm getting the dirt and the jalapenos that were grown in the sun-drenched valleys. Like, I'm not getting that.
The day that he planted this, he must not have washed his hands, because I got a slight taste of like Philly cheesesteak on this last one.
I got a slight whiff of horse manure / fried fish. Like,
see, I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the dudes who watched Royce, because the bounce that ass one, he was like, what his video was, this is my favorite tobacco. So I clicked on it because I respect dude's opinion. I clicked on it, and I ain't even name it yet. But I'm like, I gotta get it, because boy said it's good. I get it. But here's the thing, like when he's describing it, he was like, yo, you ever have like old mushrooms in the refrigerator you gotta throw out? And I'm like, this already sounds bad. He was like, yo, I like that smell. Don't eat it, but open it up and smell like the old. I'm like, all right, man, like you've been doing this longer. Let me trust you. I mean, I'll get it. So I got myself like 1 ounce of that joint. Open it up. No. But again, I'm hard-headed. I want to try it. And immediately, my people are like, no.
How many blends have we gone through? How many blends do I have on hand now? 3, 6, 9, 14 blends I have on hand now. How many have we gone through trying to find the right one? What, 25, 30 a piece? So but that's the good thing about if you're getting into pipes, this is new for you. $8 will get you an ounce, get you 2 ounces usually. And 2 ounces is more than enough for you to make a decision on whether you like it or not. And what
are the different sizes on average that they come in?
Mostly 1.5 to 2 ounces. I mean, this is a 1.5 ounce pouch, and this is probably what, $8.50, Renee?
Something like that.
I mean, yeah, it's not. Some of them are. But
you can buy in bulk though if you find one that you like.
Yes, you can buy in bulk. Yeah. I mean, I bought which I've got to pack some of this up, send to Ren. I bought the 1 pounder that Renee is going to be getting some of this. So But even that, 1 pound was only what, $30?
It's not bad. The tobacco is not really like the financial, kick in the joint.
Oh, Renee,
it's
you didn't give us anything. Yeah, you didn't give us anything on the Saint Nick. You didn't.
Oh, okay. I mean,
I was gonna circle back to that, man. Like, is it worth it?
Yes.
Both of y'all know I got my issues, and if I do something, it's full throttle, like fifth gear, like right. It's out of control. So when we started talking about this whole endeavor, Royce was like, "Yeah, I got a meerschaum. I guess I got to get a meerschaum, so me and my boy can talk about it. Oh, I got a corn cob, blah blah blah." And then that's cool. And if you're just a regular person, not insane like me, that's fine. But me, I'm very obsessive about stuff. So I started looking at
your mother had you tested though.
She did. I'm not crazy on paper, but whatever. So I found Savinelli, and I was like, okay, these pipes look dope. They look classy without looking like too fancy. Because again, you can't walk around like me smoking a pipe out in the hood. Like that doesn't work. But these are cool. So back to the Saint Nick. So this came out. Red's my favorite color. I had to get it when I saw it, immediately. It has a red stem, acrylic joint. It's rusticated, which means it's got ridges and stuff. It's not smooth.
It's bumpy.
I prefer my pipes with a little bit of ridges in it.
It's bumpy.
And a little bumpy pipe.
They make Creme for that.
Bumpy Johnson.
Short. And we all have beards. Royce likes the short pipes. I'm cool with them, but I don't like that pipe too close to my face like that. So I'd rather have a longer pipe to just stay with me, family. I just don't want to get flames in my shade. So a longer pipe that's a little further away from my face works better for me.
Okay. So kind of switching gears though, I did want to. I have wanted to ask both of you guys this though. Like when you are looking to actually make a purchase on a pipe, are you more looking at the actual physical look first, and then you do the dive into the chamber size and everything along those lines, or do you do the chamber size and everything like that, and then if the pipe actually looks good or whatever the case may be, then you kind of go from there?
This is another saying. This is another tagline that's gonna stick with us. And I've said it. I love my cigars. Cigars are cigars. Pipes, I look at, is the pipe sexy? There's no other way to say it. Is if it's a smooth pipe, and the acrylic, what color is the acrylic? I mean, you've got camouflage acrylic stems, you've got the reds like Renee's, you got yellows, blues, greens, you got every color. The pipe has to be sexy to me for me to buy it. There's no other way to say it. It has to be sexy.
I agree 100%. But that's how I am. It has to appeal to me. It has to speak to me. There's a couple of ones out there. I'm like, that's cool. But if you don't like it, I'm a firm believer in this. If it's not quality, if you don't like it, you're not going to do it. So if it doesn't appeal to me, it's just going to sit somewhere. I'll never use it. So it definitely starts with the aesthetics. What does it look like? How does it feel? I usually make sure mine are 6 millimeters because I use a 6 millimeter filter, and I won't have to keep buying different size filters. So, yep, the look. Is it the weight of it? Depending on what you're gonna do. Are you gonna clench on it while you're working? If you need both of your hands or whatever the case is. It just depends, man. You only really need one.
Yeah. I'm because of Renee's OCD, he doesn't really like them, but I have no problem with the estate pipes. Some of the estate pipes are used, some of them are not used. They've been smoked or they haven't been smoked. One of my best bulldog pipes.
Someone else's mouth, son.
No. one of my best bulldog pipes that I love is an estate, and I got it for €40. €40, you can't beat it. And I'm not some of these handmade pipes that people are.
I don't want to beat someone to use pipe.
Hey man, I'm all about it. I don't have that institutional background money like you do.
Can't do it, son. Can't do it. But I appreciate you doing it. Handle your business. Love you to say.
Yeah. But that's the whole nuance about pipes is if you take care of your pipe will last generations to be passed down and passed down and passed down. So you never really need to throw a pipe away unless you crack it or you totally dog it out. But you can reuse it and it can be passed down.
See, I don't have any. Never mind. Just kidding.
All right. Let's move.
Move on. It's already off the rails.
Okay.
I love it.